The most horrific rape story I heard was from a friend of mine, a transgender friend I'll call Xena, 6.5 foot, charismatic. When Xena first came in, she wasn't this. I'm going to say she because it's disrespectful to call trans prisoners he.
Yeah.
Xena believes she's a woman trapped in a man's body.
Right.
But when she first came in, she was big, clicked up with the gang, debt collector, blood in, blood out, was brutalized by them when they'd used her up. So I said to Xena what happened. And she said the first time was a gang rape. They beat me unconscious, shoved things inside my body while I was unconscious and raped me while I was unconscious. I said, how do you know that they were raping you if you were unconscious? And she said, when she went to the toilet afterwards, she could tell by what came out.
Yeah.
I said, well, what did they stick inside your body? A broomstick? So after the rape, she sat in a cell waiting for the scars to go away because you can't report it. Like I said, snitching's kill on sight. She got moved to another yard, got used as a prostitute, and it happened again. And I said, well, how did you end up stopping this? And she said, I started telling them that I don't care if I live or die anymore, and I started fighting back. When I stood up for myself, I was winning the fights, and they left me alone after that. But she hadn't told me the truth. So Xena had come up with an idea, and the next 2 times the gang came to rape Xena. First member of the gang to put his hand on Xena plucked his eyeball out so it was dangling from the optic nerve.
Right.
Yes, after doing that twice, they left Xena alone, but they moved on to some of her friends. One of her friends, they gang raped him, took a light bulb, shoved it in his backside, played a game to see who could break it the first while it was in this guy's arse. That prisoner then committed suicide afterwards. Another one, they got a shovel from the work crew, they held him down, they cut his head off, and when his head was finally off, they positioned it in an area of the prison where the rival gangs would see it.
Right.
To make the point they were the most violent and ruthless out of all the gangs, and that was the Aryan Brotherhood prison gang, the neo-Nazis.
They did that,
They did that. Another
And
one.
they did that to someone else of another gang.
Xena's friends, some of Xena's friends. Another one of Xena's friends was kicked repeatedly so hard in the man parts, it crushed his testicles and did something to his area down here. That was the spleen or something like that. And his bits had to be removed. Another one, they snapped a broomstick, shoved it in his arse, and when they removed it, it left splinters in his stomach.
Right.